Corn Bears, welcome to this week's skills review for our locomotor skills. Hopefully earlier this week we talked about 3 new locomotor skills. We were able to talk about shuffling, also known as sliding. We were able to talk about galloping, and we were able to talk about leaping. Okay? 3 locomotor skills that are pretty fast, so hopefully you get a chance to go outside this week and practice these skills outside. Okay? Let's first start talking about shuffling or sliding. Now, this is a pretty cool locomotor skill because instead of moving forward, you're actually moving sideways, okay? Or this way sideways. Now, how it works is you're going to start with your feet kind of spread out, maybe a little bit wider than your shoulders. You don't want to start too close like this because you want to have balance to move one way or the other. So I like to start with my feet out wide, okay? Now, depending on which way I'm going to move, I'm going to step with my foot that direction. So if I'm moving this way, I'm going to step with this foot in that direction sideways. All right? Now, once I step with my feet out wide, I need to bring my feet back together, but I'm still moving this way. So I'm going to bring this foot close, apart, together. Okay? Now, let's say I want to slide this way. I'm going to step with my foot that way, so they're apart. Now I bring this one together, apart, together, apart, together, okay? So when you do it a little bit faster and you pick up more rhythm, it's gonna look something like this. And I'm gonna shuffle or slide around that blue cone and back, all right? So I'm gonna be going this way, around that blue cone. Ready? Go, apart, together. Notice how I'm moving sideways. I'm not facing the direction I'm going, but I can turn my head and look in the direction I'm going, okay? So once you go around a couple times going that way, then try to go the other way as well, all right? So I'm gonna go back around, still moving sideways, still sliding or shuffling my feet. Ready? Good. Good. All right, now this is a position that is, or a locomotor skill that's used in a lot of different sports. You all have told me that you use it in basketball when you're playing defense. You might use it in soccer if you're guarding somebody or marking somebody and you need to slide one way or the other. So it's a sport that, or a skill that can be used in a lot of different sports. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about is galloping. Now galloping is very, very similar to shuffling, except there's one big difference. When you're galloping, you're not going to be moving sideways, you're going to be moving forward, okay? So, if I'm starting on this side of the screen and I'm moving forward across the screen, I'm going to take a step forward with one foot. Now, this foot is going to be in front, or my lead foot, the entire time I'm galloping. I'm not going to switch my feet like I'm running. This one's going to be in front the whole time, all right? Once I take a step with my front foot, I'm going to pull my back foot close to my front foot, but not cross it. Then I step with my front foot, pull my back. Step with my front, pull my back. Okay, so when you get going a little bit faster, it's going to look like this. Step and pull. Okay? So, once again, whichever foot you step with, that's going to be your lead foot. That's going to be the foot that's in front the entire time. This foot back here is always going to be behind the entire time. They're never going to cross. They're going to get close, but they're not going to cross. All right, I'm going to do it slow one more time so you can see. Step and pull. See how they get close, but they never cross? That's galloping. All right, I'm going to gallop a couple laps around the blue cone so that you can see what it looks like when I'm moving a little bit faster. All right, here I go. Just like that, okay? So, when you're practicing the skill, make sure you go around more times than me, but really focus on keeping that front foot in front and that back foot in the back, okay? Now, this last locomotor skill is called leaping. And leaping is only done at certain times, because when you're leaping, that means you are going in the air and you're going over something, okay? When we work on this skill in the gym, I like to say, pretend there's a big mud puddle and you got brand new shoes on, and you don't want to get your brand new shoes all muddy and all wet. So if you were running, you want to leap over that mud puddle so that you don't get mud on your shoes. All right? So let's just say that right now I have this piece of paper. This is going to be my mud puddle. I don't want to get my shoes wet, so I am going to leap. Oops, can't really see it. There we go. I'm going to leap over this piece of paper. So leaping starts with either a jog or a run. Okay, so pretend that I'm jogging right now, and all of a sudden I'm coming up and I'm like, oh, there's a mud puddle right there. I want to leap over it so I don't get my shoes all wet. How you leap is you go off of one foot, you push off of one foot, but then you land on the other foot. All right? So imagine you're running. Here I come. I'm running. I come up to the mud puddle. I take my last step. I push off of that foot. I go into the air, and I land on my opposite foot. All right? If you were to land on your same foot, like this, that's another locomotor skill that we've already talked about called hopping. Leaping is you go off of one foot, and you land on the other. Okay? So I'm going to put this piece of paper out here in the middle. And I'm going to jog. And when I get to that piece of paper, I'm going to leap over it, go around the blue cone, and I'm going to leap coming back. All right? So here I go. I'm jogging and leap. Turn around the blue cone. On my way back, leap. All right? Very nice job. So this week when you're outside, I want you to practice some galloping, some shuffling, and some leaping. All right? And while you're doing it, think about different sports or different games or different things where you would be using locomotor skills, where you would use these three specific locomotor skills. All right? Have fun. See you soon.